Weep Grana Weep Nillybong, and welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be checking in with X-transbots, who are showing off their Constructicons. We also see a big ass planet bad boy coming from Studio One, more G1 goodness from YOLO Park, and with the 40th anniversary in the horizon, G1 fans look like they're going to be eating good. All this and much, much more coming up in the next few minutes.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Kicking things off today with Pupskis. So Pupskis are going to be looking like they're releasing a different wave of Guyver 3D printable models every single month now. And this is the lineup for October, and it looks phenomenal. Everything from Guyver to Zornoids to Hyperzornoids. Yes! Love me some Guyver and love the work that people are doing painting all of these things up. I need a 3D printer. The team over at RGG Studios is getting to release the next installment, kind of, bit of an offshoot really, of the Like a Dragon series, otherwise known as Yakuza. And they are getting ready to release one where Kiryu is the main protagonist again, but this time, he's a bit of a James Bond dude, and that is really, really cool. This is called The Man Who Erased His Name, and it looks really, really interesting. I can't wait. It's good to get back to that one-on-one beat-em-up style and away from that kind of turn-based that they had in the last Yakuza, and I'm not a really big fan of that. I much prefer it when they go down that route, but as always, there is a special edition with these things. And the special edition bundle I've only seen on the PlayStation at the moment is going to come with a bottle opener coaster, an eyewear case, a stainless steel beer mug. Awesome. And then also has like a limited edition case as well, I think, with the physical game inside. So great if you want to pay for it. Of course, if you are an Xbox subscriber like myself, then this is also coming to Game Pass on day one, so you won't get all of the sparkly things that come with this, but you will get the game on Game Pass day one. So you got a good choice. You either pay a little bit more money, get some cool stuff, or get it on Game Pass for free. I'll be playing this bad boy on Game Pass. I love me some Yakuza. Something I don't talk about on this channel at all really is Gundam. It's not quite in my wheelhouse. I've watched a few, I found it really difficult to get into, but I do love the figures and think that they look absolutely phenomenal. And I love myself just a bit of a bizarre crossover. And this is definitely a bizarre crossover because this is Gundam crossed with McDonald's. Yes. Heading over to the world of Funbie Studios, who continue to fix all of the things that Hasbro just forget to do with their figures. And they showed off a bit of a wing upgrade for Nova Prime. And I said in that video, looks good. But I think the main complaint that we have about Nova Prime's wings on the Hasbro version is they're just not long enough. Well, they must have heard our cries, my friends, because look at this. This is a much, much larger wingspan that is also seems to be articulated as well. I think this adds a lot to this figure, gives it a really, really great look, and it's storable in the alt mode, but I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of what these look like in the alt mode. It looks okay, but yeah, I wouldn't be displaying it in the alt mode, but good that they've thought about where it could go if you want to display it in the alt mode. Let me know your thoughts about this one down in the comments, and well done to Funbie Studios continuing to fix all the things that Hasbro mess up. The best cell shader in the business, yes, Lek Customs is continuing on with his Autobot origin, Jazz. So this is the Cybertronian take on Jazz, and we can see that he's started work on this bad boy already, and it looks absolutely great, especially those windshields if you're in America. The way that the blue is there with the white, with the streak. I'm such a fanboy when it comes to anything to do with cell shading. I absolutely love it. I would spend much more on figures if every figure was cell shaded. 100%. In the last couple of videos, we spoke about Cyberverse, who seem to be releasing some take on Devastator that looks interesting, but maybe just maybe, they're also working on a grimlock. So if this one combines, maybe we're going to get a pretty cool looking Volcanicus as well. I'd be interested to see that. I like the fact that you can get this dinosaur combiner. I'd have to say I very rarely see a version of Volcanicus that I like, so if they're going to do one, that would be super cool. Do you like your bots to look like they're made out of Lego Technics? Well, if you do like your bots to look like they're made out of Lego Technics, then Transformer or Transform Robot, I've got you covered, because this looks like a Lego Technic take on Bumblebee. Has light up eyes, has a couple of cool little weapons, and also has some light up tits as well, which is nice. You get an option of an axe or a hammer, and it has a glow up gun and some swords that come out of its arm as well. The figure itself stands at 48 centimeters tall, so it ain't short, and looks like they're doing a live action Megatron as well. Pretty cool. I'd love Lego to do something that looks this good, because actually this looks better than the Optimus Prime that we got from Lego, right? Now we have a couple more shots of Studio Cell 1 Seed. Now Seed, to you and I, is better known as Primus, and this is a pretty damn good looking Primus. We saw a few snaps of this one, I think, in my last video as well, but the more I see of this figure, the better I think this dude looks. They do some great stuff over there, and this is looking like a super impressive figure. Bit of good range of motion for such a good figure as well, but I have to say, if I had it in my collection, I'd probably keep him just in his nice little Cybertron planet mode, maybe hang it from the roof or something. Looks cool. Now we can move over to Fanshobbie, who are getting ready to show us their latest take on a Jetfire, and this is the best that I've seen this looking so far. It still looks like it's got a bit quite smoothed out edges, but also looks like it's quite detailed as well. I'm really digging this, and you know, as always, Fanshobbie do some great figures, but this one especially, they seem to have taken their time with it, made a couple of alterations along the way, and it just keeps looking more and more impressive. This obviously is still just at the prototype stage, so looking forward to seeing the full painted up version. Brilliant. The team over at X-transbots are working super hard at the moment to release lots and lots of pictures of lots of figures, and we are aware that they are currently working on their take on the Constructicons, and this is the first real images that we've seen of anything. This is going to be their take on Longhaul, and this looks pretty damn nifty in both modes here as well. Now, so I think this is still at the prototype stage. The last one we saw, though, the green was a very different shade, and it was more just a 3D printed version. So I think this green and everything is getting closer and closer to what the actual finished article will look like. I'm not sure if those Energon cubes are going to come with it, but that would be a really cool addition if you get these massive see-through Energon cubes. I really like the idea of that. Loving the purple shaded there on the windows as well, all looking really good. Super shiny hubcaps on this as well, so they're obviously going all out. Hopefully we'll get rubberized wheels with these as well. X-transbots are usually pretty damn good for that. So all in all, this alt mode for me looks great. Then we also get this kind of, I think this is where it sits in the transformation, in the Devastator. So when we combine everything, that's what the combined state of Longhaul is going to look like. It transforms into a kind of L shape. Someone needs to help me out here. Are we getting a frame with this then? Is that why it just kind of turns into what looks a little bit like a knee or something? This one has got me a little bit lost, and it looks closer to the live action movie one that we get with the wheel down in the middle. Someone's gonna help me out here, because yeah, that's a bit of a weird alt mode. But then we get the bot mode here, and this is almost absolutely perfect. I really like the way that this figure looks. They've done a very good job. Reminds me a lot of like an upscaled version of the New Age version. And we can see a lot of articulation here, a lot of moving parts. Everything looks great. Posability on this bad boy looks incredible. Loving the white heat here as well. I think that's a nice little throwback as well. I think a lot of times when we get this, the heat is also green as well. But it's good to see something a little bit different here, giving him that white heat. And all in all, I think this is a spot on figure. Quality wise, I don't know. I have not held this in my hands, obviously, and with X-transbots, that's always the biggest challenge. But so far, so good, so beautiful, so shiny. I'm hyped to see other people's reviews, but one thing did leave me confused was this picture. Is this a spot the difference? Because I don't get what the circle in the middle is for. Maybe somebody can help me out down in the comments. Was this just a spot the difference? I certainly can't see any difference between both of these modes. YOLO Park have been at a convention recently and have also been showing off some of their new models with this fantastic display showing stuff from Rise of the Beasts and all kinds of interesting things like that. So great to see them there, but this is what's really caught my eye. We spoke about a G1 Optimus Prime coming from them, but also looks like we're going to get a G1 Starscream as well. Cool. I love what they do. It doesn't transform, so it doesn't enter my collection, but it's great to have these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful representations, certainly of the movie ones. And now we're going to start getting some beautiful representations of some G1 goodness. Love it. From a representation of G1 goodness to a representation of G1 badness, because Super 7, as always, are releasing a pretty shitty quality figure at a very, very high price point, slapping a coat of orange on it, saying Happy Halloween, and expecting us all to go out and buy this. Don't. Teach them a lesson. Don't buy things from Super 7. They're awful. And now let's go to a good representation of some G1 goodness from XM Studios. This is amazing. This is what live action G1 Transformers should look like. So we start off with Prowl looking just absolutely amazing. XM Studios do fantastic work when it comes to statues. I'm always in awe of everything that they do, and this is an amazing representation of Prowl. I would like some figures that transform that looks like this. I know that's really difficult, and that's just the start, because then we get to RC. Oh my god, yes, that is a great looking RC. Looking forward to seeing some other shots of that. That's the RC that we should have seen in Rise of the Beasts, but we didn't. We got a different one, right? Even with that red visor that comes down. Oh, so good. Love you, XM Studios. Very, very good representations of some awesome looking Transformers here. Take everything I am about to say in the next few minutes with the biggest pinch of salt, obviously, until things come out from Hasbro and Takara themselves. But we have had a couple of interesting leaks online. The first one is this leak online. So this leak online, I don't know if this is going to be a triple pack that we get, but this is something to do with the Space Bridge Commander pack or something it's going to be called. And we're going to get a Megatron, a Throne, a Soundwave, and a Shockwave. Now, this looks like they're using the Earthrise molds, I think, is what we're going to get here. Because when we see the transformations, we can see that Megatron turns into Earthrise tank. We can see that Soundwave turns into what was only available, I believe, as the Netflix edition. So those of you who are hungry for that Netflix version of Soundwave, looks like they're going to sneak it into this pack, because probably the Netflix version is never going to release again. Shockwave, unfortunately, is not turning into any kind of more G1-esque looking thing. It's turning into a dodgy spacecraft still. They can't fix that one. It's always going to be dodgy. This is a bad version of Shockwave, but you know, I guess if you turn that upside down, maybe you can grab it and it looks a little bit better. But hey, at least the bot modes are all fantastic representations, and you get a lovely purple throne from Megatron as well. Also, looks like we're going to get a Ghost of Starscream pack with Waspinator as well. So a bit of a translucent looking Starscream now, looking absolutely fantastic. Again, until the official shots come out, take it with a massive pinch of salt, but this is definitely how Takara leaks usually come out. They look like this. If you remember the Missing Link Prime, it looked exactly like this. We know that we are going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of Transformers going on over the next 12 months, and shown up just this morning actually over on the TFW 2005 notice boards. Another good place to get all your Transformers news are these pictures of what was a blaster and a Soundwave. So this is something that's come on to some Wallmart listings, and we may be getting a re-release G1 bigger of Blaster and Soundwave. So really good. Let's hope that over the next 12 months we get a whole load of reissues and everybody can get their hands on some G1 goodness, if that's what you think is missing from your collection. Really good. Really looking forward to seeing what the next 12 months have in store for us, because yeah, every time there's a big celebration of Transformers, always Hasbro pull out some big guns, and so far Missing Link Transformers plus reissues plus some other stuff I'm sure will go on. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm excited. So that's everything from me on this Transformers. Wow, what day is it? Thursday? Transformers Thursday. Yeah, having a bit of a quieter week when it comes to work at the moment, so I thought I'd spend a little bit more time here with you guys. So hope you're enjoying a little bit of a more regular update from my side. If you do want to keep in touch with me almost every day, you can find me in my shorts, showing you where I am on my travels, maybe showing you a few different things as well as Transformers, but I'm also playing Transformers Devastation in my shorts to show you exactly why it's the best game ever. If you're new around here, please think about giving me a like, a share, and a subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Alright, see you in a bit. Peace!